Hello everyone, I'm Neverdot. Welcome to my channel. This is week 22. Nice even number if your base is 11. And this week in the comics we are going to be talking about more vegetables. And more specifically, what do? You don't have a clear idea of what I'm using. Rely on the cute. So this episode we have we've scooped out the octopods. The octopods are animals, I guess, in the Neverdot world. Most things you see are talking, have eyes, speech, dialogue. The octopods are closer to being proper animals in the world, so they're not as intelligent as you. And they're viewed as pets, generally. So they're used for racing, other gambling sports. That's not regulated in the Neverdot world, so I guess it's fine. I'm sure no money is changing hands in this one, and betting is, of course, not something you should be engaging in, boys and girls. But hey, looks like Tommy has placed a few bets on yellow, maybe. I'm not sure. Certainly the mushrooms are rather large here. We don't usually get to see some of the other secondary character mushrooms. The octopods are a different species from Gerald. Gerald is not the same. These are not just mini Geralds. These are totally different species. They got their little pointy tentacles. They got the suckers on the bottom. They got the little sucky mouths. I really like drawing them. They're quite cute. They're fun because you usually get to draw a bunch of them and you get them doing all different poses. It's just, it's fun to explore the characters and they're just different postures and like whatever they do. Whenever you're drawing, of course, get good poses. You want the good silhouette, the good actiony dynamic pose. And in our final racing scene, you see there Jenny's like, I lost my money. Or her honor, one or the other. Is that guy wearing a beanie? Cute props, cute hats, cute actions. All of it fairly critical for making people want to care about your little guys. If they're all doing boring poses, then, well, don't really want to look at it. But all these guys, except for, I don't know, Tommy's in a pretty boring pose actually, but he's just a bystander. I don't want you to focus on him. He's betting, and that's not good. Don't pay attention to the guy in the back with the betting chits. Peter also seems to have a few of them more. So these two guys are not always with the good decision making, whatever. I'm sure they didn't lose too much money. They probably regularly bet on the octopod races. Somebody's really got to clamp down on that, otherwise Peter's going to lose his life savings and then he's going to have to sell that boat that he owns. Peter, your boating, your major boating skills. I think Gerald is just enjoying the times. Gerald takes care of the octopods every so often. If you go back in my drawings, he's usually found taking care of them or otherwise engaged with them. I don't know if I should have freehanded that, but I did, and hopefully it's not great, but it's okay. It's sufficient. As I've said before, good enough is maybe fine. Yeah. In these comics, we're trying to get amazing quality, but not, have to print it on gigantic poster quality. Because if I'm going to do posters, I'm going to do a poster, and I'm not expecting these comics to be. Although I do draw these things in high resolution. Somebody asked me, what resolution do you draw things in? For my TikTok drawings, they're on a 4,000 by 4,000 pixel board file, whatever. And that's usually a good base point that I use if I'm just don't know what I'm drawing, and I'm just going to draw some character. For the comics, of course, I'm trying not to blow the memory on my computer, of course, but they're in the similar resolution level. Now they're more wide than tall, so their height is, I don't know off the top of my head, but less. The wider, of course, is wider. But yeah, 4,000 by 4,000 is about the size that I would draw a normal square character art piece, and then I go larger when I'm doing a larger piece. So if I'm doing a poster, of course, that will be much bigger. And it'll drain my computer and make it crawl. Make sure you have enough RAM on your computer if you're going to be doing that. Because nothing is worse than drawing and then you do a stroke. And your drawing software sort of pauses and thinks about it. Like, you didn't really need the last 10 minutes of your work or half an hour, right? you're just gonna crash. So running out of memory is a pretty much guaranteed crash in most software, so don't recommend it. I've had this happen in a few drawings. It's very irritating because you know, you do a lot of work and then it just dies, it goes away, you lose it all, and you have to redo it. And having to redraw stuff that you just did really well, it's just, that must be how time travelers feel. Like, I just lived a perfect life and now I've been sent back in time because the viewers didn't like season 3, so we've got to redo everything the same way again. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Actually, bam, it just happened. So, I just lost about half an hour of coloring work. That's annoying. You see right there, I was doing something. Save often. Save often. When you don't save, you'll lose pixels. And pixels are a limited species in the world. They're the 5th most endangered species, you know, pixels. Next to hitting the mic. I'm redoing all this now. So I thought it was going to be in the next video, but it was in this one. I was having a premonition of something dark happening in the forest, and it was me losing about an hour of my time. Yeah, I always have to copy. For guys that are not in my color palette, I have to go pull up an image of them that I drew. I'm lazy, I don't put all the colors in my color palette, just the most common characters, but a lot of the secondary mushrooms aren't in there. And the octopods are going to be random colors because it doesn't matter what they are. They can come in any colors of the rainbow. They are multi-chromatic, and they don't decide what color they are until later in life. Probably black. I think they're all black when they get older. They're just like, you know, color is for the young. We're just going to go monochrome and not have to deal with this whole decision about what hue I want to be. Hey, what do you call people of color? Humans. Oh, no. Anyways, these octopods are hue pods, I guess, because they're all different hues. Very nice. So here I'm trying to draw Jenny at a different angle. The bok choy is bop with the 2 side feathers, wings, whatever, leaves. But I don't draw Jenny rotated much or at all because I don't like the look of it. I think I've said this before, but sometimes in characters, in comics, cartoons, you notice that the drawer, the artist, whatever, has only conceptualized one particular view of them front on, generally. Mickey Mouse is a key offender of this. You don't ever see Mickey Mouse, but with its ears bop bop on the side like that, because it's not drawn realistically. And when Mickey turns his head around, I don't think you're seeing his ears change around, like get thinner or anything. They're just the way they are. And similarly, Jenny is pretty much always face forward, because anytime I try to draw her any other realistic way, kind of reveals her nature a bit too much, and I don't like that. I like the first panel, how they're very dynamic and like angry and like just background different. Who cares? That doesn't need to be realistic. It's reflecting their emotions, which is rage. Trying to set them off against each other. I don't ever know if I'll be bringing Brock back, because Brock is just identical to Jenny as far as art is concerned, and you guys are not going to have any clue that one bok choy is Brock and one bok choy is Jenny. And I don't know. Brock is around, but you know, Jenny, we're in it for the Jenny. Having some fun with the clouds here, using a little distorty brush. I use a sponge brush to lay down the clouds because it gives really nice cloud shapey texture. Another brush that comes with Krita. And then I use the distorty brush to sort of give it a bit of a flowy feel to it, depending on what kind of cloudy day it is. There's some secrets in the background. We're just going to jam there. You guys can figure out what that all means on your own. Please submit your fan theories in the comments right here. Just do it right now. Go ahead. Fan theories, I want to read your ideas. I'm very curious. It might actually influence my choices. Anyways, bubbles, trying to get bubbles to have good contrast. Very difficult, trying to reflect which character is speaking. And that's it for the comic this week. I hope you enjoyed the focus on cute, the focus on character exploration, and if it was funny, well, that's an odd coincidence, but good, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.